Hey, good morning, guys. I am on my way to the fertility clinic, and Casey's not with me today, but thankfully this procedure should not be painful, so I'm just going in for my scan before we do our frozen embryo transfer. So this is to make sure that my lining is the correct thickness, and my hormones, because I'll have blood work as well, my hormones are, at the right levels and all of that stuff before we can move on to starting the progesterone and oil and hopefully doing our transfer on the 12th. So yeah, it's, I'm not sure what will happen. I know that, I think I mentioned in a video before that I wanted to do acupuncture. And I said I felt like, I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, that it helped my lining thicken up. And, it kind of makes sense because it, is supposed to increase blood flow to the area. So anyway, but actually I was not able to do any acupuncture. I probably could have made it happen, but it would just have been really stressful. And so I decided just to skip it altogether. And I was a little bit like, oh man, I hope my lining thickens up. And I don't know. I'll find out today. And I've never really had problems with my lining thickening up to like the minimum level. Like, the first frozen embryo transfer we did, it was, I think, 9.2 millimeters, which is really good. And then the last, when we were attempting the ERA test, which you guys can go back and check the video about that as to why we weren't able to do the ERA test, at least that cycle. But my lining was like 7 something, which, I think the minimum is 7, and I think ideally they want like above 8. So I was like, oh man, and I didn't do acupuncture for that. So I was wondering, I was like, oh well, maybe because I didn't do acupuncture, I don't really know. Anyway, but something else too I need to tell you guys is my doctor does estrogen pills instead of, some doctors do like patches, or even I think there's an injection you could do for estrogen, but my doctor does pills. Someone's not moving. Anyway, I needed to honk them a little bit. But we are, okay, where was I going? Oh yes, the pills. So my doctor does it this way, where you basically like titrate up to the dosage that they want you to be at. And so you start with 1 pill in the morning and 1 pill at night, and then you move to 2 pills in the morning and then 2 pills at night, and then you move to 2 pills 3 times a day. And that one is tricky because I feel like it's much easier for me to remember to like do it in the morning and then at night. But when that middle of the day time comes, it's hard to remember. So just a tip for you guys that helps me is I put it in my phone, I put it in my calendar, I put it where it will alert me, make a noise, and I set the time, 3 different times, so a time in the morning, a time in the afternoon, and a time in the evening. And I just say continue, every day, so anyway, and that's been really helpful. So right when I hear that alert, I go take the estrogen, and I have not missed or skipped or taken them later than I ideally should this whole time. So, and as far as side effects go, I feel like I'm like this one person that's like, oh, I don't really have any side effects, but I feel like for me, I don't have like these, I guess the emotional, mental, feeling crazy side effects. So, thankful for that. But I have noticed, I think for me, when I've taken the estrogen pills, when I start taking them, I get these like dull headaches. And it's pretty clear that like right when I start the estrogen, even just that one pill in the morning and at night, I get these dull headaches. They're not very bad, but they're just kind of annoying. And then as I go up, sometimes I'll get them as well. I know yesterday I had one, and it's just kind of this thing that's a lot more consistent when I'm on this. It's not like it's a constant headache, but it's just more consistent. Where like maybe not every other day, but every other day I'm just having this dull headache. So I feel like that could be a symptom of it, you know, because I don't typically get dull headaches like that frequently, at least. So yeah, I feel like that could be a symptom of the estrogen. So yeah, and I'm still doing the Lupron shots as well. I think I mentioned in another video that I thought I'd only be on it for like 10 days or something, but basically I started on day 21 of my last cycle, and then when I got my period on day 28, I started the estrogen. And I've continued with the Lupron every morning, the little injection, and I'll continue that until I start progesterone. So, which could be tomorrow if I'm ready at this scan. So that'll be good. I'm kind of a little bit annoyed with the little needles. I don't know why. They're kind of starting to sting a little bit, and I mean they've not starting to, they've been, but it's getting a little bit annoying. I don't know why. Those are like the tiny little needles, but for some reason they sting more than like the Gonal F pen. The Gonal F pen is like the simplest one, and for some reason these little Lupron shots just are getting kind of annoying, but they're not too bad. But anyway, I know that potentially tomorrow I'll be starting the progesterone and oil, which is, you know, more of a big deal. They actually don't hurt me as bad. I feel like I don't get any stinging or anything like that with the progesterone and oil. So, but they are like a little bit more involved, I guess. So anyway, but I'll be taking those Lupron shots for a total of 20 days, which is kind of a lot. So I guess it kind of makes sense that I'm kind of annoyed with them now. But anyway, I will check back in with you. I'm about to turn into the clinic, and I will check back in with you when I am done. So, and let you guys know how it goes. All right, see ya. Bye. Hey guys, so it's about 5 something in the evening, and I wanted to get on and update you guys about how the scan went this morning. Thankfully, we are good to go for the transfer. So next Monday, and today's Tuesday, so that's less than a week away, we are transferring 2 embryos. So I can't believe it's that close already. But yeah, it was, you know, nothing they saw or anything would delay us or hold us back. So I'm thankful for that for sure. I will say I was a little bit disappointed because my lining was a 7.3 millimeters, and I was hoping it was going to be thicker than that. I know some things I've seen online have kind of said that like 7's the minimum, and ideally, you know, 8 or more. So I'm like, I'm just barely above the minimum. But my nurse's reaction was like, it looks beautiful. So I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, yeah. I was like, but it's only like a 7.3. And she was like, yeah, but you know, you have those 3 lines. There's very defined. You can see it very clearly. So she was like, and she's like, I wouldn't lie to you. So she's like, it's beautiful. So I just, yeah, take that and be thankful for that. But yeah, I think there's in the back of my mind just kind of like, oh, I'm wondering, I was hoping it would be thicker, and just hoping that it's thick enough and healthy enough to have that embryo settle in. I was telling my friend the other day, I was like, I had this imagery of like soil, and it needs to be really good soil so that seed can go in and just take root and start to sprout and grow. And So it's like, I'm hoping we have great soil in our uterus is basically what I was saying. And, but yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I guess, similar to what it is. But anyway, yeah, so I'm just hoping that that is the case and that the endometrial scratch was helpful and all of that stuff. So also, I did not have any cyst, which is wonderful because the first time we did a frozen embryo transfer, you can go back and check those videos out. But I did have a cyst. It wasn't, they said they weren't concerned about it because it wouldn't really affect anything, they said. So, and then also I was concerned that I might get a cyst from the Lupron because when we did, right before we did stemming for our egg retrieval, I ended up with a cyst and the doctor said it was from the Lupron. So anyway, I was wondering, you know, kind of concerned that, well, I'm on Lupron again, is it going to happen again? But thankfully my ovaries were very quiet. So yeah, I guess the Lupron helped this time and was better than the previous protocol with using birth control first and then the estrogen. But yeah, I've been on Lupron. It was a total of 20 days. Today was day 20 that I was injecting Lupron into my stomach. So I'm thankful it's done because like I said earlier, they've just been kind of annoying and painful. Not super painful, but still painful, not fun. Like that pinch and sting kind of feeling. But tomorrow I start the big shots of progesterone and oil. So no break from shots, I guess. Like yeah, really no break from shots because I took a shot today and then I'll start progesterone and oil tomorrow. So, but progesterone and oil, the shot itself and the injection of the shot doesn't hurt as bad, in my opinion, from my experience. But the aftermath, the soreness in the hips and all of that is like, that's its whole thing that's annoying. So, but I will definitely do a video kind of showing how I've figured out that has been helpful for me. And it does not include numbing creams, ice, so no numbing. And it's really not painful. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't so you can see when that video uploads because I've been really thankful that they have not been that bad. So I definitely want to spread the word on like, this is how, you know, and it may be different for you because we're all different for sure, but just this is how it's been helpful for me and this is how I do it and just want to share that. So I will definitely do a video for that. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Oh, and another thing is the blood work. She told me that if there was any concerns with that, she would give me a call and she did not. So I'm guessing we're good to go there as well, that my hormones are at the level they need to be at before starting progesterone and before a transfer. So yeah, it's crazy. It feels exciting, like I've said before. But yeah, but at the same time, there's just this nervousness of, is it gonna work? And yeah, so that's tough, definitely. And just trying to also remember to be so grateful that we even have this opportunity. Like, it's crazy that we can do this. So many people can't, for financial reasons. I feel like it's a big thing that holds people up, and I'm just so thankful that for the provision that we have, that's not a burden on us. And I can't imagine going through this and having the weight of the financial burden on top of you as well. And my heart breaks for you that are out there that are having to experience that, because this is hard enough. And I'm really hoping that hopefully there can be some more coverage or more things like that for people. But it's just, it's a tough thing to go through, definitely. And again, you are not alone. And yeah, we're in it together. And I would love to hear in the comments below where you're at in your fertility journey. If you are doing IVF, are you on a similar schedule than me? I would love to hear anyone who has transfer dates in August, just so we can all just kind of be this kind of group going through this together at the same time. And I would also love to hear people, you know, what your experience was with your lining and how thick it was, maybe if you did IVF, and what were some of your measurements that you got. So please feel free to comment down below. I so appreciate your comments and just your encouraging words that you guys have been pouring out to me, and I'm just so thankful for that. And just really appreciate you guys, and I don't take it unnoticed, and I read all the comments, and I also try to reply and to all of them as well. And so yeah, I just appreciate it so much. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.